Hello, class, and greetings. My name is Reverend Justin Searles, and I wanted to apologize for um, my tardiness for posting this discussion video. With the first week, it's it's always discombobulating, but anyway, my video will actually chronicle my prospective dissertation research. So, the subject and questions I'll be aiming to address in my dissertation will be the religious dynamics, or particularly the Christian dynamics of the abolitionist movement, between particularly focusing on the theologies of white Christian ministers in the abolitionist movement and black Christian ministers in the abolitionist movement, and how they respectively applied their theologies to the question of emancipation and enfranchisement, meaning the right to vote for African Americans. So I'm very excited to see what God's going to do in that realm of research, and I feel that the religious arena in this, with the Civil War and the abolitionist movement in general, has not gotten the study that it's deserved, and it's very interesting stuff. But anyway, for this week, I actually came across a couple different dissertations where that actually are going to be quite fun, important for my research. One is actually Jacqueline Lee Bacon's "The Humblest May Stand Forth: Marginalized Voices in Abolitionist Rhetoric." This thesis is actually focused on the marginalized voices of the abolitionist movement in a more general context, with black abolitionists like Frederick Douglass and Sojourner Truth, and also female abolitionists in general, not just black but white as well. So uh, Bacon aims to provide a more prominent voice to examine the thinking through the writings of those abolitionist figures that have been traditionally marginalized by race and gender and other social mores or norms. And the other the other thesis that I came across in our database that we were requested to search, and that we'll be utilizing throughout our academic career here at Liberty University, that was very interesting, is actually by Corey Lee Wren. And the title of that thesis is "Abolition Then and Now: Tactical Comparisons Between the Human Rights Movement and the Modern Non Human Animal Rights Movement in the United States." So, in that thesis, Wren actually aims to uh, argue that the modern non-human rights movement in the United States, with animal rights and that sort of thing, is in some form of a continuation of the antebellum abolitionist movement of the 19th century. I found that actually quite interesting, and I'm gonna really probably look into that degree more. But if there's one thing I've come across in general with my field of study and my prospective dissertation, is that in our modern context, there are some who try to, pass themselves off as the successors to the abolitionist movement because of the staunch moralist stance that they had and the stature that they had in the historic community. Um, and oftentimes you will find that perhaps it gets weaponized in an inappropriate context. History in general is weaponized, so I'm just very excited. It'll be interesting to see where my personal studies take me, but as a general rule, I want to shed light on what African American ministers in the abolitionist movement were saying through their writings, speeches, and the like, because I have a feeling I'm going to have to expand my research just outside of the 1860s, just because of anti-literacy laws and things of that nature. So I just want to provide a more prominent voice for the African American community in general, particularly in the religious context, with the abolitionist movement, because it, they absolutely deserve a more prominent voice. So that's where my dissertation studies are going. So I just thank you all for listening to what I had to say, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you all have to say as well. God bless you all and have a great night.